What is up, guys? It is not Ben from Blade HQ. I was just looking at the Blade HQ website and I thought of Ben, so I did his intro. I apologize. Anyhow, it's Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids. Hello, everybody. And we are looking at this knife today, which is from Bear Ops. As you see on the box, made in the USA. The company that makes this is Bear and Son Cutlery, and they are down in Alabama. And this is the AC 500 B4P. This is an auto knife. So let's take it out of the box and take a look at it. As you can see, it does come in this nice little bag, and we do have some information in here about the product and warranty and how to use the knife, etc., etc. And then down on the bottom, registration to register your knife. All right, so that's that. And we've got the actual knife here. Let's take it out of the nice little bag it comes in. This is the smaller version of this knife. There's a larger version as well. This one's 4.5, and I believe the other one is 5 inches. And so that's what it looks like here on the outside. So you've got black and green G10 for the handles. Rockwell hardness is 58 to 60. Let's show you the action. Like I said, it is a full auto knife. So if you want to purchase this, make sure that you can legally do that. Your close length is 4.5 inches. Your edge of your knife is 3 1/8 of an inch. So your end-to-end length is just a little bit over 7.5 inches. Your weight is 4 ounces. You do have a reversible pocket clip. You can see there's the side where you can put it, and the other side where it currently is. Obviously, it's going to be tip up only. Let's close it up and show you what that action looks like again. First of all, let me just close that to show you. So you can't see the red. Try to deploy it. Can't do so. So press this back. You see the red. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah. See the red. Red is dead. Launch it, and there we go. Here's a quick look at the knife from end to end. You see that cool Bear Ops logo. Again, G10 handles. My hand's a little washed out there. Come back the other way. So that is a first look at this knife from Bear Ops. As I understand it, Bear Ops is more of the tactical line from Bear and Son Cutlery. Bear and Son Cutlery has a pretty wide array of knives. These, have more of that tactical look and feel. They have ones that look a little bit more like the Gerber coverts, so they have more of that dagger-looking style blade. They do have this one. They have a variety of other autos, and then they have ones similar to this that are in the assisted, and then they have manual knives as well. So a pretty good array of knives from these guys. Now, to be honest, I'd never heard of Bear and Son Cutlery before. I was working with somebody in the knife industry. I think he changed jobs, and then his contact from his company who I was working with reached out to me and said, hey, I've changed jobs too. You want to check out some of these knives? I just passed for a while because I was busy with other things, but now that I've got a hold of it, I'm actually pretty impressed. Your steel for this is Sanvick 14C28N. So that is a stainless steel, and if I remember correctly, that's a steel that is used on some of the Mora blades, and maybe the Garberg actually. That's that same type of steel. So it is an S30V. It's not S35. It's not 154 cm. But it's still a nice steel. Any steel that Mora uses in general, I'm going to be aware of to think, yeah, this is probably a good steel because they do knives well. So again, there's a quick look at the knife. I have EDC'd this a bit. It is comfortable in hand. I can carry a full auto knife here in New Hampshire, so I'm allowed to do that. Let's cut some stuff with this knife. I'll start off and do a little cardboard here. And as you can see, I haven't used this thing a ton. It did come nice and sharp, so no problem whatsoever for this guy. You can see a little bit of recurve on that edge too, which is nice. And as you can imagine, this thing is going to pierce really well too with that nice point. So it's going to stab in and slice through things quite effectively. Get some more cardboard here. We're going to continue our testing on this knife outside. Cut a little paracord here. As you'd probably expect, no problem. That little recurve on that blade is a little extra cutting power. Just triple it over here. There's 3. No problem whatsoever. And as you can see, nice clean cuts there. Like I said before, I find this to be more of like a tactical knife. I think that's what they're going for with this knife. But, you know, just to show you that it can cut wood. If you had it out in the woods, it would certainly do the job. Just sending shavings everywhere. This is pretty fresh wood here, but just to show you, we could get some little feathers. I'm not even in the greatest posture for this right here, but it's a little bit awkward how I'm holding it. But nonetheless, you can see it can definitely get some of those fine shavings, those little curls. I spent a little bit more time working with this knife on the piece of wood that I had, and you can see some even finer curls. All right, guys, back in the studio here to wrap up talking about this knife from Bear Ops. What I can tell you is that I like it. Cool knife, cool profile. I've mentioned it before, but that little bit of recurve I think helps with giving it a little more slicing power. I'm always looking for new companies to work with and check out their products. This is the first one I've used from Bear and Son Cutlery, USA made. That's a win. Your price point for this is you know, less than $100, around 85 bucks. So that's quite a good deal for an auto knife with this steel and USA made. I mentioned before that I thought it was, and I confirmed this is the Mora Garberg, and it's the same steel that's used in this Bear Ops knife. So yeah, I mean, any steel that Mora uses, I'm going to be paying attention to because they make great knives. So I like the fact that we've got a different knife, a different steel for this knife. You know, it's not a 440C or S35VN or, you know, all those good steels, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to see something different, you know, a little bit outside the box from what we're seeing a lot these days. So that being said, I'm not a huge auto knife guy. I don't dislike auto knives, I just don't have a ton. Let me show you a couple here. This is, so what I originally wanted, I contacted Gerber and I wanted one of these, which is the 06 Auto. This is S30V, it's a little over $100, around maybe 110, 120 bucks. Cool knife, very cool knife. This is the one I wanted. They originally sent me this one, which is a Tonto. You can see there's definitely a difference between those two. It's a Tonto, and I can't find out what the steel is on this one. So it's kind of a Chinese mystery steel probably. Cool knife, like beefy to hold. Definitely see it as like a tactical folder, but just I'm not huge on it because I don't know what the steel is, and I was really excited to actually see the 06 Auto. Now, comparing the 06 Auto and this Bear Ops one, you're talking around 85 to, you know, 120, let's say. So it's a pretty significant jump in your price. Both USA made, different profiles, but, you know, full auto knives, something to consider. Definitely saving some money, a different steel on this one. This one's definitely heavier and beefier, but again, I'm liking this one a lot. I think probably most competitive from what I have is this, which is the Gerber Propel Auto. And this is S30V. Again, this is that Scandinavian 2814. I forget exactly what it is, what the steel is. But so different steels. This one's got serrations. This one doesn't. That's they call this a modified Tonto. I'd probably call that a modified Tonto as well. So yeah, I mean, there's some similarities and some differences, but competing around the same price range and full auto USA made. So, you know, if you're like, wow, I'm proud of Gerber for finally making some stuff in the US and moving back in that direction, well, Bear Ops is doing the same thing, or Bear and Son Cutlery is doing the same thing down in Alabama. You know, I was just messing around with this, which is my Benchmade Infidel. This was given to me as a gift for a birthday from a friend. 154 cm. This isn't out the front. It's an automatic knife. Some people think automatic and out the front are different. Whatever. So you press a button and the blade comes out. This is in a totally different category as far as function and use, I think, compared to this knife from Bear Ops. But just looking at some of the limited, you know, either out the front or automatic knives that I have, this one is definitely moving up in the ranks. I have liked it, and I will continue to test out this knife and EDC it. Once again, we've been looking at this, which is the AC500B4P from Bear Ops, coming out of the Bear and Son Cutlery Company. And yeah, bottom line, maybe you've heard that I liked it. I'll be intrigued to continue to use this and test out other knives from this company. So stay tuned for more reviews and checking out some other offerings that they have. Thanks as always for checking out the videos. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids here on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram and Tumblr as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.